like and subscribe. Should sex work be regarded/respected the same as any other job? Why or why not? Don't know about respected, can't force people to respect it more. It should be made safer, that's enough. Regarded by the law as legal and protected by labor laws is one thing. Respect by every member of society is another. On one hand, I believe that consenting adults should be allowed to do and charge each other for whatever they want to do behind closed doors. So long as all participants agree to the terms of the transaction, I think it should be legal and possible to do. On the other hand, this is an area that is filled to the brim with abuse, human trafficking, sex slavery, pedophilia, revenge porn, blackmail, rape, assault, etc. You could have what you think is a consensual interaction with a sex worker, but have it be related to all sorts of crimes and problems that you don't know about. We as a society haven't been doing very well dealing with any of these issues. How often do you hear a story about sex trafficking and think to yourself, I'm glad that things worked out so well and everything was handled correctly and law enforcement was so proactive about it? I know I don't think that very much. And this is not me ragging on police, by the way, it's just a complicated set of problems and we aren't well equipped right now as a society for dealing with it. I would love to see all sorts of sex work be legalized, legitimized and respected. Unfortunately, I think that we have to lay a lot of groundwork and create a lot of safeguards first before that's going to happen. Work is work. We are all getting ed one way or another. Yeah, if they pay taxes then why not? Taxes aside, a regulated and unionized industry drastically increases safety. Keeping sex work illegal is immoralimo. Should we give adequate protection and help everyone who is already in it voluntarily? Yes. Rescue the involuntary ones and help them start a new life. IDKY, but I'm not so big on encouraging people to take up sex work. Maybe it's just me. Many have laid counter arguments about how in many other ventures we sell our body, but not just for sex. I just can't get my mind to accept someone voluntarily wanting to take up sex work. Honestly, no. I think the world we live in is too okay with sexualizing everything that we want to pretend. Earn for money doesn't harm the mind. Porn actresses have come out speaking of the terrible things that go on behind the scenes and no one cares. And that's from the well-known. Not even the girls trying to make some quick money. If it wasn't mostly drug addicts or previously abused people getting into it then maybe. But we know majority of sex workers are this mystical sex-free hippie we want to pretend they are. I would prefer people who want to get into the sex industry have another way of making money that won't destroy their sense of self. Well, not every job should be respected, but it should be treated as a regular job. It already is, at least here in the Netherlands. It is regulated, and because of that the sex workers have rights too. Compared to illegal work, it's a better situation for them. They also get a safer workspace, like the red light district, than without. Also, because it is a legal profession, they have to pay taxes. I think sex work is extremely complicated and requires a multifaceted discussion of the various circumstances that may lead a person to consider sex work as their form of employment. I think that in today's economic climate, *most individuals that engage in sex work do so because their economic status is precarious and they have no other means to attain enough money to meet their needs. This includes single parents, people attending school, drug users, individuals with mental health problems, etc. To me, those individuals are being systemically exploited because the social system under which they live does not provide enough security for them to meet their needs without resorting to a form of employment that is, essentially, a last resort. Most of these individuals being female as well highlights a huge disproportion between the sacrifices that women need to make in relation to men. *if*. However, and in theory, all of those economic and social insecurities were removed, and those individuals' well-being was adequately taken care of by the necessary social structure, basic income, schooling, food, housing, mental health support, drug rehabilitation programs, etc. Then those individuals are fully empowered to make the decision to pursue sex work as their line of employment. In short, when sex work is not a last resort but an empowered, informed, consenting choice, then it is perfectly acceptable and rules and regulations should support the individuals that make that choice for themselves. I have not mentioned human trafficking as part of this because obviously, regardless of circumstance, that scenario is wrong and nothing can change to make it morally or ethically acceptable. Sex work can be so many things. It can be empowerment and liberation. It can be abuse and entrapment. It can be an economic dead end, or it could be a huge windfall. And for a lot of people, like myself, will not even consider what we do as sex work, because it is more about getting off sharing my sex life with people than making a career of it. I think you really nailed it here. There's the answer. Thank you. In the name of taxes, protection laws and legality, in my opinion, yes. Who cares about people paying for sex? Society's view on these jobs aren't that important. Respected. Personally, I don't believe any profession in itself deserves respect. Police, firemen, doctors, sex workers, 7/11 attendant, small business owner, oil rig worker. None of them. Individuals earn respect by being good people. You don't get respect just because of a profession. Just my 2 cents. Cannot overspurt but I can accept it. Username does not check out. Yes. Except for bring your kids to work day. It should be regarded as a job, yes, but respected. No. But that is just my view. Honestly, I don't see anything good coming from sex work. Most people doing it are either being exploited by someone or some organization. Even if they made it safer, I still think that it is an actual job. And FYI, sex is so easy to have nowadays, low vertical bar wiper. Would I pay for it? No, because it is incredibly dangerous for society and the people involved. A recent study, found on FTMD.org, revealed that 90% of prostitutes wanted to escape the industry, but they could not due to the fact that they were being trafficked, threatened, or would be forced onto the streets. Sex work is not fulfilling. It looks fun and glamorous, but that could not be further from the truth. Fight the New Drug has done extensive research, so for more information, I highly recommend checking out their website. No. Makes unrealistic expectations. Ruins relationships on a daily basis for obvious reasons. Spreads diseases, prostitution. Makes people less productive. Most children have access to internet, therefore they have access to content of sex workers, and many teens, despite being under 18, nowadays see porn stars and other sex workers as role models. Liner AIDS, Belle Delphine etc., which OFC sucks. Here we have this scientist, she studied 8+ years, and is top grades. On the other hand, we have a sex worker, she know how to open her legs. You tell me. Can't force people to respect it, but sex work is work. If people want to sell their bodies, and make a living, let them. Their body, their choice. You cannot force people to naturally respect something, and let us be honest, not a lot of people want a woman fat as being banged by thousands of men, right? It will always carry stigma. But it should be regulated and treated just like any other job, legally speaking, like it is in a lot of Western European countries. The problem is it's not really a job you choose, it chooses you. Yes, we've all heard the story of the one magical hooker that loves her work, and knew it was her career path at 18, and just wants to pay taxes and enjoy the job. That's not most people in that job. Many are human trafficked, there's always a pimp, even in the Netherlands, and there's significant risk of who you're dealing with, because some people are psychopaths, and like to hurt people they don't care about in bed. Technically, yes, it could be a respected job people do, taxes paid, etc. In practice, People are assholes, and most of the people in sex work would gladly accept a job doing anything else for the same amount of money. I like to put it this way: don't give your kid a stupid name you wouldn't want for yourself. So, don't advocate for sex workers if you're not willing to take the for cash for a few months and all the criminal that comes with that. If you like paying people for sex, that's on you, but it's not a career decision for the vast majority of people taking your money for that sex. Nope. Respect isn't something people can force upon others. No. It is disgusting. Personally, no, I don't feel so. It is not the same as any other job. We're okay with doctors and accountants and bus drivers and all sorts of assorted office clerks coming to schools and telling kids about their careers and how to get started in their fields. I hope nobody wants a sex worker to come to school and tell a bunch of 14, 16-year-olds how to get into the business. Legal? Sure. Respected. Lol, am I gonna respect somebody who just sucks / gets ed more than doctors, engineers, accountants and everybody else who contributes to the society more? No, because in my opinion, it's abuse. It's not about respected, it's about the stigma it receives. I'm sure it is respected plenty by some people, but the stigma is far too big and looked down on. It's a professional job too, you know. Allowed? Yes. Respected? No. If you want to use a service provided by another person, you need to respect them and the work that they do for you. Toot. I'm sweet. Sex work shouldn't be respected. It's an undignified mess. It's far easier than actual jobs as well. It's a disgrace and should in no way be endorsed. Read about sex workers in Germany. Great idea in theory, in practice, not perfect. Nah, just seems lazy to me. Yeah, I could go suck a for $40, but I'd rather work construction. No. It is an abusive industry that preys on vulnerable women who are either financially insecure or have mental health issues. That vast majority of real sex workers, not TikTok hosts, want out but are trapped. All of this is a lie, and your misogyny-laden vocabulary does your opinion no favors. Well, I don't know if it should be respected as all other jobs, because some jobs just should be respected way more than normal jobs. Like scientists and doctors should get more credit than a fashion expert now. I would place sex workers right around the same category as janitors and housekeepers in terms of respect, if not lower. Like, we shouldn't make their lives more miserable, and they do in fact have a place in our current modern society. They're also still people with bills to pay, so we should respect them as humans. However, I'm not gonna go out of my way and scream about how empowering sex work is an ick now. You don't go out to your garbage man on Wednesdays and thank him for empowering mankind and holding such a strong stance against society. That stuff is just stupid, honestly. Sure, they have their own struggles and misfortunes, but so does literally every single person on this earth. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.